Let's talk about Westfield. Oh, God. No, I just took a look at it. I did not review this before we got here.
Oh my gosh. We can't not talk about the elephant in the room. Average days on the market. I just have never seen anything like this. 140 days on the market. What is going on? You look at this average price trend there on the bottom left. That red line it's above 2025 every single month this year.
All right, let's jump into our market report and take a quick look at what's happening in Westfield, Indiana. We'll cover where rents are trending, how quickly homes are moving, and what rental owners and investors should be paying attention to right now. Let's dive into Westfield, Indiana. All right, Mike, this one's all you. Let's talk about Westfield. Oh, God. No, I just took a look at it. I did not review this before we got here.
It's like, oh my God.
Let me just skip it. Let me just hit skip. Let's dive in.
Well, you might want to get some gas and a match if you own a vacant home in Westfield. Because
how long were you holding on to that one? That was gold.
You're never going to rent your place out. Oh my gosh. We can't not talk about the elephant in the room. Average days on the market. I just have never seen anything like this. 140 days on the market.
Happening?
What is going on? I just don't understand it. But what's
I think
not
we need
happening?
to do some research into that.
I think we do too. It's too strong of a market. There's too much activity there. We have too many investors. I have too many houses there to not do a deep dive. Thankfully, none of mine are vacant right now, but I will be doing a deep dive because I'm going to be putting a couple on the market. So maybe that's a good excuse to do our deep dive. Is I'm going to be converting 2 of ours into long-term rentals. So that will be telling. But my goodness, what's crazy though is that the prices are not cratering. They are staying the same. They're actually up. Look at this. So the average rental price is $2,750. It's the same as last year. But you got to think, like, how could they be the same if it's 140 days on the market? Man, those are some stubborn landlords. My goodness. Geez. So the prices are not cratering. So I don't know. This market for the past, 12 months, 18 months has just continued to confound me because the days on the market every month just gets higher and higher and higher. I think this is the highest that we've ever seen. 140 days on the market. My goodness. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Number of active homes, 49. Look at that. It makes no sense. Look at the jumping to the price or the active homes trend on the bottom right to say, okay, 49. What does that mean? It's way below. It's 32% less homes on the market this year than it is last year. This market makes zero sense to me.
That's because we're scaring everybody out of this market. There's no way I'm selling my property tomorrow. That's exactly what's happening here. That is crazy. I can't wait to comment. I'm gonna let you finish up.
Wild. We'll finish up here. So average price per square foot is $1.19. 2 middle graphs are apartments. There's 27 apartments for rent. Average price on an apartment in Westfield, $2,059 for a price per square foot of $1.56. Condos and townhomes, average rental price for those, $22.95. Really reasonable days on the market there, 33 days on the market. So sell your house and buy a condo maybe is the the theme of this one. And there's 19 condos on the market there. We kind of already talked about the average price trend, really staying almost the exact same as last year. In fact, this month, the exact same as last year. Average days on the market, I think we've talked about that enough, through the roof. And then number of active homes on the market, shockingly 33% less than last year, trending down. Hopefully people are getting the message. Nobody's buying a rental home in Westfield right now. Everybody's selling, and why wouldn't you with 140 days on the market? My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, we've said everything we can. This is absolutely mind-blowing what's happening. I thought last month, I was like, there's no way we're going to top that. And here we are. Average days on market, we're up 5.3% month over month. These are absolutely astronomical numbers. But the last thing I want to say here is just back down to those graphs. It's like Westfield can't figure itself out. It's up, down, up, down. I mean, the only thing it really has that's trending that you can really explain is that in the spring and summer months, We are seeing slightly higher rents. I don't know how, because your average days on market is at 100. It's half a year. But but then the middle graph there, your average days on market, we almost couldn't create a graph big enough to fit that gap in. I mean, we had to get some computer experts here to work out this graph so that we could see where we were last year compared to this year. And then like we have already alluded to, the average number of active homes is trending way below where we were last year, and yet here we are with the numbers. So
I got to say, the biggest positive piece of news that I can come from this Westfield market report is that number of active homes on the market. So that is a little bit more of a leading indicator, whereas days on the market is a bit of a lagging indicator. So that's homes that have leased up. And so that's looking a little bit in the past, whereas number of active homes could kind of be current or future. So hopefully with this number of active homes dipping down so much, being down 30% year over year, hopefully that will start to have an effect over the next month or two of bringing down the average days on the market. That is my hope for Westfield. Hopefully this is the height of it, and the active homes going into summer, 30% less, has to have an impact, and it can't possibly go more than 139 days on the market, can it?
Mark that clip. Mark that clip. All right, let's move on. This is bringing down the room. Okay.
Let's go to the sales data for Westfield, Indiana, May 2026. Again, this is for homes under $500,000. Average sales price $387,169. That is up just ever so slightly month over month and up 1.5% year over year. So the prices are staying stable and creeping up just a little bit. Days on the market 58. A little higher than what we've seen in other markets, but nothing close to what we're seeing on the rental market. So that's healthy-ish, I would say, because it's actually down month over month, but it was up. I mean, we all know that last year the days on the market was crazy low, so not shocking to see that up 70% year over year. Number of homes sold, there's 70 homes sold in the Westfield market in May for under $500,000. That is up 3% month over month and actually down 20% year over year. Average price per square foot in Westfield, $206 per square foot. I got to say, what's encouraging, you look at this average price trend there on the bottom left, that red line it's above 2025 every single month this year. So that's super, super encouraging to see, despite, the crazy amount of building up there, the crazy amount of activity. Prices are still continuing to go up, which is encouraging. As a property owner there, I love to see that. And then the bottom right graph, number of homes sold, we break this down by price point so you can quickly see, okay, what's it going to take me to get into this market as an investor? As you can see, there's really almost nothing under $200,000, very little under $250,000, but there are still some homes in the under $300,000, and that's where I would encourage you in like that $275,000 to $350,000. I think that's the sweet spot in Westfield if you're looking for an investment rental home. That's where I would encourage you to look in that price point.
Yeah, I mean, that's your saving grace in this market, right? Is your average sales price is trending up. So when you have realized that your rental property has been on the market for 6 solid months and you need something to make yourself feel a little bit better, as well, maybe your house is worth a little bit more. Maybe you've got some appreciation growth. Because, all right, look, all jokes aside, that's really the sweet spot with this market, right? There are major things happening in Westfield. I talk about it every single month. I probably talk about it because my kids are so heavily involved in like youth travel sports. So we spend so much time in your neck of the woods there in Carmel at the Grand Park sports area. And it's incredible. It's awesome, right? And there's so explosive growth happening in that area,
crazy,
which is only going to factor into real estate numbers. So that's really the takeaway. I know it's doom and gloom on one side, but the rosier outlook for Westfield is there are definitely, what's the expression? Roses over the horizon? I don't know. It's something like that. But there's good things happening in Westfield. So, hopefully.
I think here's where it is for me is that if I'm a new investor, I'm probably not buying a new property in Westfield. If I have a home and I'm moving or whatever my circumstances are, I would hold on to it, especially if I had a really good interest rate because of the long-term fundamentals of Westfield. So there's definitely better areas to put your new money in. But if you have existing money in there, I'm also not selling. I'm holding it and keeping it for the long term, just because it is such a good and blowing up community. Again, I'm keeping my house. I'm not selling it there if I'm in Westfield, if I have a house in Westfield.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to say on this, we'll move on. Westfield's still relatively a small community, right? As far as population size and all that.
I can't say I know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but yeah, it feels smallish. It's definitely not as big as Carmel. Carmel, I think, is like maybe 100,000. I definitely don't think Westfield's as big.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think so either. All right. Enough on Westfield. Let's jump into the next market report.
If you want to hear more questions you should be asking, be sure to check out our Watch and Learn tab on the website or head over to our YouTube page for more.